Hey guys, and good morning. This is another episode of Talking Action for Your Biz with Amanda and Dawn. Dawn, go ahead and introduce yourself this morning. How are you,
Hey,
sir?
everybody, how's it going? I mean, it's kind of a miserable day outside. It's cloudy, but it's warming up. Spring is almost here.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah.
So, Amanda,
Awesome.
what are we talking about today?
Well, okay, before we jump into our curriculum, I just want to take a quick second to share with you. Do you remember me telling you last time on our last episode how I have my favorite mug, but I have like a gazillion and one mugs? So here's my mug for the day, guys. It has Swedish writing on it because my husband, I married nearly 100% Swede. So I've got a great last name. It's awesome. But it's gorgeous. Just thought I'd share. It's got some great tea in it today. But anyway, moving on. So today's, Dawn, as we started in our last episode, we started the 11 steps for how to help your business through a panic, right? And the step that we're going to talk about today is step number 2, which is be positive. So right now we are in a world of massive change, and there's a lot of fear and there's a lot of uncertainty. And to be honest, there's a lot of panic. So how should business owners be responding to this? They should be responding it with positivity. So what does that look like? In every single massive change that we're seeing right now, there's always opportunity. So instead of letting that fear and that panic and that negativity creep into your mindset, because Don, what happens when we let that, how does that affect our actions when we have that mindset?
You're talking positivity, and I'm sure you're not talking about, I'm positively sure that we're screwed. And that's not the case. No. There's a lot of opportunity out there. It's just how you approach it. I mean, you can go, the glass is definitely half full. And like we were kind of talking about last week, I'm a spa. I'm a day spa. Well, the governor says people can't come into my day spa anymore. Well, what else do I do?
Exactly.
So what can I do with this product? How can I make this product appealing to my clients, because they're always using it anyway, whether they come in for appointments or not, they're still buying it. So what do we do? Yep. Or something like that. Or you're a restaurant. Again, you're a fine dining establishment. Well, guess what? People can still have that fine dining experience, but they'll have it at home instead, and you can cook it for them, and you can offer some alcohol or whatever. So I mean,
the opportunity is endless. So, Don, I know that your business, Viper Consulting Solutions, really focuses and hones the niche of working with restaurants and food and beverage. So tell us just a little bit on a kind of a practical level, what are some of the things that you're seeing your clients doing right now? And for those of you that are watching this that might be outside of our area, the governor mandated closure of the dining rooms for all of our restaurants, bars, and basically all food and beverage. So they've been shut down for what, Don, 10, 15 days now?
About 10 days. And like for day spas and dentists and that kind of thing, going down yesterday.
Yep,
so so they're going through it. So what I'm seeing is this, and it doesn't matter what the business is, this is what it boils down to. It's doing some advanced marketing, and to you and me, it's not really advanced. It's doing videos just like this. It's showing off stuff. I mean, I talked about Fatty's Barbecue. And that guy down there, he is a hoot. We talked about the bakery that uses a unicorn for their curbside delivery.
I love that. I thought that was so cute.
Yes, it's what you're doing different. Like up here in Iowa, we got the teachers doing the drive-bys during the daytime. Let's get the students back up. I mean, I've never seen something like that. In Atlantic, Iowa, I saw a thing last night. Every Thursday, they're going to have Drive Atlantic. And last night, they were packed bumper to bumper because people wanted to get out of the house. So if you're what are you doing to make excitement like that?
Exactly. And this goes right along with this step. All of these businesses, and sure, education might not be a business, but you're seeing this with education too. They are adapting to the challenges, but they are being positive, and they're seeing opportunity for how to get creative, right? So the biggest thing too, Don, that just related very much to a step of thinking outside of the box is it's really, really important right now, and I'm coaching all of my clients with this right now, turn off the news when it's getting to be to the point where it's affecting you to the negative side of things. Now, it's important to stay informed. Do not misunderstand me. We need to be aware. We cannot stick our heads in what's going on in the sand. But I have clients that are using social media and the news to just beat them down. And it's not a good thing. So there are times you need to just step back and say, okay, this is enough. So distance yourself from that, but then also be focusing on the wins and the successes that you have had, and the opportunity that is still yet to come.
Can I show
And
you
I
real
think
quick?
that,
Can I
yeah,
show you
please,
this real quick?
please.
So
Please.
this is a day spot out here in Ankeny, Iowa, and they're called, let me get the screen up here real quick.
I was gonna say, are you gonna share screen? Okay, there we go.
They're called Revive Clinic and Spa. Now, Stephanie over there could have just rolled over and said, oh, woe is me, woe is me. But her and her staff got creative and they made the survival kits for skin.
I love it.
And they're kicking butt. Look at this right here. They've actually ran out of product already. So yeah,
that's phenomenal.
They could have sat there and said, oh, woe is me. But kudos to Revive Clinic and Spa for taking that bull by the horns and going out there and making a kit for yourself. And then
that's awesome.
They made a video. See if we get the video up here, kinda. See, look, there's the two Stephanies right here. They're like talking about what's going on with the, with their kids, and look, they're showing like what they're mailing out, all the boxes they had to get, and I think it's fantastic. So again, keep it up, gals.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that example, Don. That is a perfect example of what we are trying to convey in this step. Instead of saying what can't be done, instead of lamenting, or instead of going negative, or instead of accepting defeat, you need to ask yourself this question. It's 4 words. What can be done? If you start focusing your mindset on that, if you start asking yourself that, if you start surrounding yourself with people that are asking that of you, all of a sudden the sky is the limit. And I really believe that those that do this will come out ahead of their competitors, Don. I feel that very strongly.
Well, it's like the old saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And this is focus on the small things. You don't got to focus on the overall, what your finale is going to be. You need to focus on this baby steps. How do I get to it? Just do the little things. It's the devil's in the details.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And very much related to that is that oftentimes less is more. So we don't need to get overwhelmed with things. Again, it's like, let's not lose sight of the forest for the trees, right? You just have to step back, say, what can I do today? What needs to be done? And how do I keep this moving forward? And at the end of the day, our actions are going to be dictated by what, Don? By what?
Oh my God, you caught me on a bad day here. Our actions.
It's all good, but dictated by our mindset, right?
Yeah.
You know that. Yeah, we've said that countless times. So if we can get our mindset to not scarcity, but abundance.
Abundance, yes.
Yeah. I don't mean to be putting you on the spot, Don.
No. It's been one of those days. I've got sidetracked here. No, but it's
totally
it's an abundance mindset. If you're thinking of scarcity, well, that's why people are buying all the toilet rolls up.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I mean, that's the part. But then you sit home, you're like, oh, and they had the audacity to do the Charmin commercials. And I can't get none. So
yeah. Which it's kind of funny, is a funny way to wrap this up. But think about yourself if you were in the toilet paper industry right now. I mean, they're making buco bucks. So how can we be using what we have to be expanding on what we can do versus what we can't do, right? Another one that just really quickly popped into my head. But Don, have you been seeing on the news what the local distillery, The Foundry, has been doing? Yeah,
they've been making hand sanitizer.
Exactly. Talk about seizing opportunity. And I have to tell you this because it just came up in our household this morning. My husband, I'm not joking, he pulled up the new stimulus bill that, for those of you who may not be aware, just got passed via the House and signed by Trump yesterday. And my husband decided that he was going to pull it up this morning, and it's 880 pages long. But he started reading through some of the fine details. Talk about creativity and opportunity. Distilleries that are using their product to turn into hand sanitizer, they're explicitly given benefits in this bill. They're literally named right there. Sweet. I was like, how cool is that? So the Foundry could have just rolled over and said, oh my gosh, we can't produce, we can't open our doors, we can't have food trucks here, we can't have a dining room, blah, 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 blah. But instead, look, they got creative. Just thinking positively, Don.
There's a lot of things out there. So Amanda, what are we going to be talking about on our next show?
Yeah, this step number 3 is knowing the cycles. We're going to talk briefly about the economic cycles and why you should know them. And that's actually going to segue right into our step number 4. So stay tuned. Today was step number 2 out of the 11, which is be positive. And next time we're going to talk about step number 3, which is knowing the cycles.
So be positive and have fun.
Absolutely. That's absolutely. Think abundance, gang. Okay. You'll get through this. We all will. All right. Don't give up. Don't accept defeat.
All right. Take it easy.
Bye.